Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper and I'm back to colour with you, and today it's all about simple Copics. And I have this Proud Nurse set. It's an art impressions stamp set, and I've stamped out one of the main images with some tuxedo black because that's alcohol friendly, and I am using just a smooth white cardstock. This is the one my go-to cardstock. I use it for everything. And it does seem to blend really nice. Some cardstocks do blend better than others. So if you are having trouble with your alcohol markers, then that is something that you could try. Try another brand of cardstock and see if that does help with your blending. So I always start with the base first, because that's a thing I find that I have not the most difficulty colouring, but if I'm going to muck something up, that's what I usually muck up. So if I do it first and it all goes good, then I can just keep colouring. So I've laid down my lightest colour first, added some shading, add the cheeks in, and then I can come back with the lighter colour and just blend it all out. I kind of leave the centre of the face white initially, and then as I'm flicking the colours and blending, you'll find that I will probably go over most of it, at least with one little layer of colour. But it still looks like it's a lot lighter in the middle. So these art impression stamps really lend themselves to simple Copic colouring. So if you don't have a lot of experience with alcohol marker colouring, these are a really good image to practice on, because they are really funky. Like, all you need to do is do a base colour and then come in with the second colour and add some shading and let it sit. I don't know, it's just because they're kind of a cartoony style, it works really well. But if you want to, you can add heaps of detail too, so they're quite versatile in that respect. Alright, so if you don't own a lot of Copic colours, there's a few, or alcohol marker colours, there are a few tricks that you can use, and I'm using one of them here where I have the same colour and I'm using the same colour over top of itself to add some shading. And also the tip to tip technique, because there is a big gap between these colours when you look at them. I didn't want to go really bright with this colouring these scrubs, so I'm just picking up the darker colour with my lighter colour and dropping it on the cardstock. This is another good trick to add shadows. I've got a BV20, which is kind of a really light pale purple, and I'm using it on her and on her clothing to add the shadows. And I get a bit carried away with this shadow adding thing. So I do have to be careful sometimes not to keep going and adding more shadow than I'm going to need. But I just love the way it really does make such a difference, and the image does pop. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut her out. I just want to let you know that when you're fussy cutting an image, the best thing to do is to cut out any centerpieces first. I use a craft blade for this, and the trick is not to push too heavy on the blade, just to make sure that you can keep going over the same area until it goes through the cardstock, and just take your time. This is in real time, me cutting with this blade. It's not fast, and I think I did actually cut some of that out as well. But I did speed this up, because you've seen me do this 1,000 times if you've been here before. And I'm just simply fussy cut the rest of the image out, leaving a small white border. So when that's all finished, I can start assembling my card. I have some design paper here. It's an old Heidi Swap paper pad. It's really pretty colours. It's called Dreamy, and I don't know, I felt like tearing the paper for some reason. So I've done that, got that out of my system, and now I'm going to work on my sentiment. So, you know, back and forth, and then you'll see it when it comes together in the end. You'll see where I'm at. But I have decided to work on the sentiment next, and this is out of the same set. I've just used some Versamark ink and heat embossing that in white. It looks really pretty on the bright bold taffy cardstock. This is American Crafts cardstock, and it's not as thick as some other cardstock. So I actually, when I do want to create labels or tabs or panels in this particular cardstock, I do actually double it up just to give it a bit more support. I've cut down my torn panel. See, doesn't it look awesome? I don't know what made me want to do that, but anyway, I think it just felt like it added something to such a clean and simple card. And then I just popped up my little image with some 1 millimeter foam squares, and then I've got the scrapbook adhesives. Now these are the 2 millimeter squares. I really like these. I use these ones a lot, and I know they do come in a bigger size as well, so I might have to get some of those. And as a final touch, I did add some enamel dots. So these are from my stash. I find that I can use my stash of enamel dots now because I've got so many Nouveau colours. I don't feel so bad about using them because then I wouldn't have them. You know how it goes. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.